Hello and welcome to Books of Blood. My name is John, and today I've got a new reading challenge that I came up with a couple of days ago. Just give me a little bit of time to come up with some questions and stuff. And as far as that is concerned, I need to thank Working Man Reads and Plagued by Visions for their help with that. Both of them were very helpful in helping me to come up with challenge questions. So I've narrowed it down to 8 questions, and each question has like a little quote that kind of pertains to the mood of the question, I guess you could say. Anyway, what this is called is That 70s Horror Reading Challenge. Now, originally I was going to have it to where you would read a book that was published in the 1970s based on whatever the challenge is, and I thought, well, that might be a little bit difficult. So instead of doing that, all you have to do basically is read a book that is set in the 1970s or that has something to do with the 70s, and that's what all of these questions are going to have to do with anyway. So instead of like, if I said read a book about possession published in the 70s that is not The Exorcist, well, you'd be thinking, you know, where do I find a book like that? All you got to do, well, you know what, I'll let the questions explain themselves. Another thing is that I am recording on a brand new video camera. I have never used a video camera before. I have always used my phone, but I got to where my phone I couldn't record or record too much because it would tell me I had no space or no room. Another thing is I have got 7 little rugrats just like this one. Yeah, this is Thomason. We're going to keep her. But they are all over my room right now because in the original room we had them in is really hot and we don't want them to get, you know, it's like 108 degrees here right now. So we needed them in a place where there's air conditioning. Right now I've got 2 of them untying my shoes. Anyway, let's go ahead and get underway with the challenge questions and the little blurbs or whatever at the beginning. I kind of picked some that were from movies, but every one of these, except for maybe 2 of them, I think maybe 1 or 2 of them, there was a book and a movie. All right, so there you go. Anyway, number 1, The Power of Christ Compels You. That is, of course, from The Exorcist, which was published in 1971 and made into a movie in 1973. Read a horror novel about a demonic possession and exorcism. Alright, so that was number 1. Read a horror novel about demonic possession and exorcism, or an exorcism, alright? Doesn't necessarily have to be an exorcism, either one of the 2, but if you read one about an exorcism, then you're going to have a possession too, so that goes without saying. Number 2, Get Out. The Amityville Horror from 1977 and 1979. Book first, movie course next. Read a horror novel based on a true haunting. So of course you've got the Amityville Horror, you've got House of Darkness, House of Light, which is that's a true story thing. Of course the Amityville Horror is supposed to be true also. Well, so when I say horror novel, I just mean horror book. It can be nonfiction, okay? Number 3, I Love the Smell of Napalm in the Morning. It's from Apocalypse Now. It's from 1979. Read a horror novel about Vietnam or Vietnam veterans. In other words, you can read about the setting being Vietnam, a horror novel set in the Vietnam War, or one, just like I said, about a veteran. The veterans come home, but there's some kind of horror going on in the story. Thomas Tessier's The Night Walker is about a Vietnam veteran that may or may not be a werewolf. Alright, so there's an example there. Number 4, Yu-Yo Shark, We've Got a Panic on Our Hands. That's from Jaws, published in 1974, made into a movie in 1975. Read a horror novel about a killer animal or animals. Again, there's a lot of them. There's The Rats by James Herbert. There's The Swarm by Arthur Herzog about bees. Grizzly, that was a movie tie-in novel. based, of course, on the movie itself. I love that movie. That was one of the best Jaws ripoffs. You know what one of the worst Jaws ripoffs was, and people still say it's not? I think it is. Dante's Peak. Yes, I'm talking about the movie about the volcano, because these people are so stupid. It's like, oh, we need to get out of here. We need to get out of town. You had people going, well, we can't close the town down. It's tourism or whatever. Blah blah blah. Shut up. Okay. All right. That was number 4. Number 5. They're all gonna laugh at you. It's from Carrie, 1974, made into a movie in 1976. All right. Read a horror novel by an author who made their debut in the 70s, in the 1970s. So if you want to read Stephen King, then read Stephen King. I'm sure there's a bunch of authors that made their debuts in the 70s. All right. Number 6. Look at me, Damien. It's all for you. Of course, from The Omen, 1976. Now, there was a movie tie-in. I think it was a tie-in book and not a... I don't think it was a novel itself. It might have been. I'm not sure. But read a horror novel about creepy or evil children. All right? So that was number 6. And I guarantee you there's a bunch of books out there about creepy or evil kids. If you read The Exorcist, there you go. She's not evil. She's creepy. The demon was creepy. The Bad Seed by William March is another one. That's the granddaddy or the grandma or whatever of them. So, all right. Number 7. I don't have blurbs for these last two. I couldn't think of any. Anywhere. Number 7. Read a horror novel set in the 1970s. You can combine challenges. So if you've read The Exorcist, then you've done challenge number 7. Because you've done challenge 1 and challenge 7. You've also done challenge number 6. Alright? There you go. And finally, read a horror novel with a 70s style cover. In other words, if you want to read a horror novel from the 70s, well, there you go. Or if you want to read one from this day and age, but it has that retro cover to it, then there you go. All right? So that is it. That is that 70s horror reading challenge. Alright, this is going to run through the entire month of September. I picked September because I looked over everybody else's and I thought, well, I don't think too many people have anything in September. Plus it gives you plenty of time. I got a little bug crawling on my eye or something like that. Get off my glasses, buddy. Anyway, that's what's going on, okay? So, like I said, you can combine challenges. This is going to run through the entire month of September. This video I am recording on Saturday afternoon, and hopefully I will get it edited and ready to post or scheduled to post or whatever for Monday afternoon. It's been like 2 weeks since I put any videos up, and I'm getting antsy, okay? So, yes, that is it. Anyway, it is the weekend. You guys enjoy your weekend, and please, whatever you do, stay cool because it is like 108 degrees here in Bakersfield, and stay safe. There you go. Bye-bye.